The etiquette of hospitality. There is a precise moment when everything is decided. Before you even open the door, the doorbell rings. You are already there on the other side. And in those 3 seconds, the ones in which you reach for the handle, you are performing an act that carries more weight than you imagine. Whoever enters your home does not enter a venue, does not enter a neutral space. They enter the place where you sleep, where you argue, where you cry when no one is watching, where you keep the things you truly love. Opening that door is a political act, not in the sense they mean on television, in the original sense, the Greek sense, polis, the city, the order of the world. Who you receive in your home says who you are, what you stand for, in which hierarchy of values you live. The Romans knew it. The Greeks knew it. The medieval nobles knew it. They made the table a public right, not a private matter. We have forgotten. It has a threshold, which is like skin. It has inner rooms, which are like organs. It has a center, the table, the hearth, the kitchen, which is like a heart. To invite someone means allowing them to cross that skin, to come close to the heart. That is no small thing. And yet look at how we treat this act today. A what's that message? Come Saturday, I'm bringing my colleagues. 14 people. Ordered sushi, paper plates. There is nothing wrong with sushi. The problem is the gesture, or rather, the absence of gesture. Because the gesture of hospitality is not accessory. It is not decorative. It is the very substance of what you are doing. To receive without care is like praying without attention. The words are there. The content is not. The house that welcomes with indifference says one precise thing. You are not worth my preparation. You are not worth my time. You are one of many. The table, let us talk about the table, because everything shows itself there. A tablecloth is not optional. It is the first declaration. It says, I prepared this space for you. I transformed an ordinary surface into something special for you. Candles are not romantic. They are ancient. Artificial light is recent. For millennia, man dined by flame. Putting candles on the table is not nostalgia. It is body memory. A trembling light says, we are here, together, now, in this moment that will end. The wine, you pour it. Do not leave it there like water from a tap. Raise the glass, not to toast as they do in films, to acknowledge the presence of the other, to say, I see you. The cutlery in the right place, not because your grandmother said so, but because order is respect. Because saying, here is a place I prepared for you, is different from saying, sit wherever you like. Every object on the table speaks or stays silent. Yours to decide. The guest list. Here is the part no one wants to hear. Who you invite is a moral choice, not sociological. This is not about being a snob. It is about being honest. When you gather people around a table, you are creating a temporary world. You are saying, these are mine. These are the people with whom I share bread and wine and thought. You cannot do that with just anyone, not because some people are worth less, but because not every presence is compatible with what you are trying to create. A table where people shout, where everyone stares at their phone, where no one listens, that is not hospitality. It is a gentle chaos pretending to be welcome. The ancients understood this well. The Greek symposium was not open to all, because the Greeks knew that the quality of conversation depends on the quality of those present. Choose carefully, not to exclude, to protect. Time. This is the most precious thing you can offer. Not the most elaborate dish, not the crystal glasses. The time to cook yourself, to set the table yourself, to receive each guest at the threshold and say something true, not please come in like a waiter, but something only you could say to that person in that moment. Dinner does not begin when everyone sits down. It begins when the guests ring the bell. And it does not end when they rise. It ends when the last one says goodbye at the door and the door closes. All the time in between is a gift. Haste is an insult. Serving in haste, dismissing in haste, watching the clock. These are all messages. They say, I want you to leave soon. Your presence is a burden. Slowness, on the other hand, the slowness of a dinner with no urgency to end. That is the highest form of respect. You are saying, I have time for you. This evening, nothing matters more than this. Look at what remains. The phone on the table. That is the symbol. Small, black, always on, always there. It says, you matter, but not enough for me to turn the world off. It says, I am listening, but I remain available for something better. It says, we are together, but I am also elsewhere. The real conversation, the one that goes deep, the one that leaves you something, the one in which you say things you would not have said anywhere else, does not survive that distraction. It goes out like a flame in a draught. And then there is dinner as performance, photos of the plate, the Instagram story, hospitality as content to distribute, as if the meaning of welcome were to prove to others that you have welcomed. But whoever was not there was not there, and whoever was there deserved to be there truly, not as background to a story that lasts 24 hours. There is a precise moment when it closes, the last guest at the threshold, the final words, the farewell that stretches a little because no one truly wants to leave, and that is the sign it went well. You are alone in the room, the table still laid, the glasses used, the candles nearly spent, and there is something in the air you cannot name, a trace, a warmth not yet gone. This is the true product of hospitality, this maimeless thing that remains in the room when everyone has left. This trace is the sign that you did something real. For a few hours, you built a world, and the world you build in your home says everything about you.